This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So now in consignment procurement, what we observe in consignment procurement and what is the difference between these two procurement processes also we need to discuss. Okay, the standard procurement, whenever we are receiving the material, so immediately we'll check the payment terms and your finance department will pay to the vendor. But in consignment, we are receiving the stock and immediately we are not paying. So we are utilizing the vendor stock, okay, in different intervals. So how much we are using or how much you are withdrawing for consumption purpose, for only the withdrawal quantity only you are going to pay to the vendor. But if you want to perform the consignment procurement, so there is a master data purchase info record is must here. So why purchase info record is mandatory to perform consignment procurement? Because the price, tax codes, validity periods, we are going to mention the purchase info record only. The metal vendor combination purchase info record is must here. So without purchase info record, we are not able to perform here. And also I shown you like in rare conditions. Okay, so sometimes if any stock is left out, so the vendor will recall you. You can return the stock or you can own the stock also. But we observe various movement types like 101K to receive the consignment stock, 201K for consumption. Okay, so 411K to change your transfer postings to own the stock, and return 122K. And standard procurement also we observe the basic procurement we observe. And today, so one more procurement process, that is the pipeline procurement. So the pipeline procurement. So what is this pipeline procurement? So today actually instead of our schedule today we got late here, so that's what I'm taking this one small procurement process. Okay, tomorrow notes we have 2 o'clock only, mostly the session. The pipeline procurement. It is also a special procurement. So what is this pipeline procurement? How to handle this pipeline procurement? We'll discuss in today's session. Okay. So before going to see this pipe, so if you go for standard procurement as well as consignment procurement, most of the industries we are going to use 95% industries we are going to use this standard and consignment. But pipeline procurement, very rare industries like oil and gas industries, only few industries are going to use pipeline procurement. So first of all, what is the definition of the pipeline procurement? Okay, it is a continuous flow of the material from the vendor premises to our company premises through the pipe or cable. Means if you want to perform the pipeline procurement, so definitely a connection need to be established from vendor premises to our company premises here. If connection is not available, so we cannot perform the pipeline procurement. Okay, so once again, what is pipeline procurement? The pipeline procurement is a special procurement. Okay, so if you want to perform the pipeline procurement, a connection need to be established here. So a continuous flow of the material from vendor premises to our company premises through the pipe or cable here. Now tell me, what are the example for the pipeline procurement? The electricity is under the pipeline procurement. Okay, electricity, water. In overseas, we can observe the gas through the pipeline. We are going to receive the domestic waste, so the gas. And also the best example like broadband connections. We are using internet connections and some telecommunication, these mobiles and all. So these are all under the pipeline procurement. So how much data you are going to utilize. So in this pipeline procurement, so how much we consumed. So for that consumption quantity only you need to pay to the vendor here. So how you can able to measure here? So there is a meter will be there. Okay, so how much withdrawn, for that withdrawn quantity only you need to pay to the vendor here. So mostly this pipeline as well as the last session consignment also every 15 days or every month we'll consolidate and we'll pay to the vendor. Like electricity, you can observe every month we are going to pay the bills here. Okay, so from this date to this date we are going to calculate. So how much we receive. So for that we'll pay to the vendor here. You know the MRKO transaction code is specially designed by the SAP. Okay, to prepare the invoice here. So already we observed in MRKO. Okay, in consignment procurement, for pipeline procurement also. So we'll do the same MRKO to prepare the invoice document. Based on this invoice document, we are going to pay to the vendor here. But in pipeline procurement, so some prerequisites will be there here. Okay, so here we observed for standard as well as okay consignment procurement, you can create with any material type here. You can use some ROH raw materials, semi-finished materials, finished materials, spare parts, any material type you can use. But the prerequisite one in pipeline procurement, the material type you must create with material type pipe only. So this is the first prerequisite. Okay. So what are the materials we are using? The standard SAP has they given only separate material type. That is pipeline material type only you need to use. So if you created any other material type, it is not going to work here. The first prerequisite here. And the second prerequisite, pipeline procurement also same like consignment. The purchase info record, this master data is compulsory. The purchase info record is master data is also compulsory to perform the pipeline procurement. So if you want to perform the pipeline procurement, so there is a purchase info record is required. So it's a material vendor combination purchase info record is required. So why it is required? Because in consignment procurement, at least purchase order user can able to create a purchase order. But in pipeline procurement, so there is no purchasing documents. Not only PO, there is no PR also. So there is no purchasing documents. Only inventory documents will be there. Why in pipeline procurement there is no purchase orders? Because we don't know if you observe the electricity. So we don't know how much you are going to consume. Right? A connection already need to be established here. So through the pipe or cable we are going to receive. So any broadband connection. So we don't know means the okay. So user don't know. So how much he is going to consume. It is a directly connection is established. So continuous flow of the material to the pipe or cable. So we don't know how much we are going to consume. So that's what there is no purchase documents for this pipeline procurement. There is no purchase regulation. There is no quotation RFQ and there is no purchase order in pipeline procurement. Okay. Only once you create a material, if you establish the purchase info record with material vendor combination, straight away we need to receive the material. Once you received, we need to prepare the invoice document here. Okay. So this is about pipeline procurement. So once again, the pipeline special procurement. Only few industries they are going to use this pipeline procurement, not for all the industries. But it's a special procurement. The connection need to be established from vendor premises to our company premises through the pipe or cable. Okay. So in this process, so there is like the material type must be created with material type. Material type will be created with the material type pipe. And the second one, the purchase info record is must. Okay. Material vendor combination, and you must select the info category as pipeline. And third one, the invoice document will be created in MRKO. And the fourth one, so there is no purchase documents in this procurement process. We'll do step by step process here. Okay. And simply, I'll go and I'll create a material. The material type must be created with material type pipe. Okay. Go to MM01. So enter the industry sector and select the material type pipeline here. The pipe material type must be material type pipe. Go and selection here. Right. So please observe there is no store location view. Only the basic data purchasing accounting. So there is no store location view. Why there is no store location? Because from in standard SAP as vendor point of view, so we are not going to store. It is a consumption here. Once you receive the electricity or anything, okay. So we are receiving data in broadband connections. So we cannot return, right? So once you receive the vendor point of view, it is consumed. We bound to pay. So that's why there is no general plant store location view. Only the basic data purchasing and accounting and the 1000 plant. Okay. So now let us see 1607. So this is some. Let us see. We'll take as a gas. Okay. Enter the base unit of measure kg and some material group and enter the purchase group here. So there is no general plant store location view. So enter the accounting one view. In accounting one view, we need to enter the valuation class. Enter the valuation class and enter some moving price 10 euros. So now step one, create a material with material type pipe. Okay, so 1607 material is created here. Okay. Step two, create a vendor. So in fact, already you know how to create only the material type pipe I want to show you, but you know I hope your expertise is okay, both metal master, vendor master creations and all. So I'm using 1000 vendor, my regular vendor, or 5210 vendor. Step two, in your case, you can write down. So step by step, if you write next time when you are practicing, so without your book, so easily you can practice. That's what you must write a step by step here. Okay, step one, create a material with material type pipe. So running notes is most important. Okay. The second one, create a vendor. And third step, create a purchase info record here. So what is the transition code to create purchase info record? M11. M11 is the transition code to create purchase info record. So this my 1000 vendor is providing this pipeline material 1607. So enter the purchasing organization and also enter the plant. Okay. So here, so enter your vendor material. So purchase info record is a material vendor combination. So info categories are you must select pipeline. So this is a prerequisite here. So if you have selected any other info category, it is not going to work. So you must select the info category as pipeline. Okay. So now come to here. It's a gas, right? So all the data will be copied from your metal master and vendor master to the info record, and is going to classify the general data So whatever the data is present in the info record, either it will come from the middle master or vendor master. Now come to here. Okay, so now enter your plant delivery time. So here in vendor master, if you mentioned, is not a mandatory field here. So let us standard quantity. What is the price? Actually 10 euros for 1 kg of gas here. Okay, 10 euros for 1 kg of gas, or 5 euros. So it is per. Okay, and tax code also you need to mention it. So tax code, why? Because in consumer procurement also we are going to mention. So we must create purchase record. So why we are mentioning tax code? Because we are not creating any purchase documents. Tax code, if it is 0% of tax also you need to mention. So you know already FTXP, the tax codes will be prepared by the finance people. So enter the tax code. Again, if you click on continue. Okay, so here again if you click on continue. So again if you click on continue. So do you want to save here? Okay, so the validity period also you can mention here. The validity period. So we go to condition tab. In condition tab, you can mention the validity period from which date to which date here. Okay, so from this date to this date here, up to 31st December here. So you can mention date here. And also some like if you say the electricity. Okay, so your scales also you can maintain here. Scales means so up to 100 units. This is the price here. Okay, if you 100 to now 250 units, so your price will be increased, right? Instead of 10 euros for 1 kg of gas here. So like if you want, you can maintain the scales also in pipeline procurement. Okay, so suppose now my unit price will be 25. Like if it is 500, so this is the way you can maintain the scales also, like some 35. So anyone, the price should be active. If you want to, you can maintain scales also. So you know the purchase info record is blank, is standard. Subcontracting indicated with L, pipeline indicated with P, and consignment is indicated with K. Consignment will be indicated with K. For pipeline it's P. Okay, subcontracting with L. Right. Now these are all the master data we prepared here. So there is no purchase transactions. In this material, if you created PR and PO also, the system will show it is not defined here. Okay. So now the finally inventory transactions will be there. Assume that we received some 50 kg of gas today itself here. Okay. Just you go to the Migo. In Migo, so for this without any reference, right? The connection is already established here. But actually in pipeline procurement, one more important thing also you need to understand. For other procurement process, so we need to perform the goods issue. But pipeline procurement, we need to think in reverse way. The vendor is issuing the stock. So we need to select as a goods issue. We need to select as a goods issue. Okay. And without any reference, so others here. So we need to select the goods issue with others. Okay. So here, this is only one procurement process you need to recall. So we need to observe vendor point of view. So vendor is issuing the stock, so we need to enter the goods issue with other and enter your pipeline material. What is my pipeline material? 1607. My pipeline material is 1607. Okay. So how much quantity? So today I received some 50 kg of gas here. So enter the quantity 50. In where tab, it is most important. Always for the goods issue 201. For pipeline procurement, we must enter the stock category. This stock category previously we observed for consignment, so we need to enter K. But most of 95% moment types will be system will pick automatically. So here also system is picking 201, but you must mention the stock category is pipeline, right? So when I enter, if I click on enter, automatically store location will be disappear. If I go to, if I click on enter, the store location tab will be disappear automatically. Why? Because this pipeline there is no related to stock. Okay, so we are not going to so keep the stock. So that's what the store location will be disappear. Only enter the plant. Okay. Now please go and observe your partner. Which vendor is providing this stock? Okay. So which vendor? So through which vendor we created info record, you need to enter the particular vendor, the 1000 vendor, and go to in account assignment tab. Okay, so this actually I need to show as a consumption, right? So I need to show as a consumption. So consumption means I need to mention the cost center. Okay, whatever the stock I'm receiving, I need to show the consumption. So enter the cost center. Okay, the cost centers will be prepared by the finance people. So now please check and post the document. So once it is posted, the pipeline consumption, so movement posted without value. Why without value here? Quantity tab you mentioned, where tab, plant and store location, partner also we mentioned, account assessment tab also. Check here. So it is showing without value. So price is active. How much I received here on 50, right? Yes, yes, I understood here. Okay. So because below 50 I have not mentioned it. So that's what it's showing. Okay, no problem. Let me make it 120 euros. Okay. So why it is showing? Because I maintain the scales. So 0 to 100 I have not mentioned. So 50. So that's why system is calculated without value disposed. So let us see. I post the material. So like this, n number of times if you are receiving, the system is going to generate the material document. So what is my material document number? 51002130. So this is the material document. So the final document actually in consignment procurement, go and see the display of the document here. So 51002130. Copy this material document. So for this, what is the last step here? We need to go to MRKO. In MRKO transaction code, you please go and enter your material document number 51002130, right? 2130. So your deselect consignment and observe. First we'll see display mode here. Okay, first we'll see display mode. Yes. So this all the details you can see. So generally MRKO is designed for only for pipeline consignment here. The message will go to the vendor. Here message tab is there. In further classes we have output information on topic is there. How the message will go, whether it has to go for printout or fax. So we have message information tab. So topic will be there. So user can observe all when which date we withdrawn. So how much quantity. So how much I need to pay. The final document is not created. Just you go back and click on settle, okay, and click on execute here. The document will be created automatically. This is actually the document number is 8 all zeros 2014. So by using this document I need to pay to the vendor by using this document. So why should actually this is 10% of tax here. So total my material cost is 200 and my tax code is 120 euros. So total I need to pay this much of here. So generally for pipelines every month so or every 15 days we can consult and we need to pay to the vendor. There were small procurement process because today we start late and because of connectivity yesterday festival I am not able to take on the session here. So tomorrow we'll discuss any other procurement process. Okay, Lakshmi and Yamuna, Yashasvi, please practice these three procurement processes today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you all for the sessions. We'll meet tomorrow. The same time, same link. Tomorrow is 2 o'clock on the session.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.